It all started with the one question that has bothered me almost my entire existence. Why? Why did he do it? What made him? My grandmother forbade I go see him. My brother, Vincent, had his own version of events. And all I have is a vague memory of the day it happened. I was only 6 years old. What could push a man to such an act? What could push anyone to do that? The day I turned 18, I decided to go see my father and finally ask him. I didn't need anyone's permission anymore to go to Rikers Island. I woke up early that morning. Grandma was already making breakfast. Vincent was gone as usual. He's barely ever home. I don't like any of his friends. She wished me a happy birthday and made me an omelette. She felt something was off, but I played it cool. I knew if I told her, she'd lock the door on me. She was that serious about it. I hopped on a bus and got to Rikers within an hour. They had me waiting about another hour until I finally saw him. He looked completely different than I imagined. He came and sat down in front of me. I picked up the phone with only one question on my mind. He acted like I wasn't even his son. After what he did, I didn't feel like I was either. First thing he said to me was, "Why did you come? Maria sent you here?" She was never too smart. At first, I'll be honest, I got up. I wanted nothing to do with him, but then something made me sit back down. Why? Why did you do it? I demanded. He replied with, "Son, nothing I can say will make it better." I asked him again, "Why did you take my mother away from me?" This is when he simply handed me a small red leather diary. "You had a sister," he quipped to me. Which I refused to hear at first. How could I believe anything he said? "You still haven't answered my question," I said. "Her name was Celeste," he shot back. "She was your sister." After that, he got up and left. I was fuming. Not only did he not answer what I wanted to know most, he passed on the little red book that would be the start of a very troubling time in my life. I came home that night after doing my evening shift at Taco Tuesdays, and hopped on my Xbox. Grandma made some rice and chicken. Even Vincent came back and had some. His jacket was torn up, he had some blood on his pants. He was acting very strange. Grandma went to bed, and so did he, and eventually I got curious and opened the diary. The first thing I saw was her name, Celeste. Her entries started as any kids, drawings of dinosaurs, dolls, all kinds of animals and a few diary entries. Completing a science project and receiving an A+, finding a baby sparrow fallen from a nest, fun days in the park with mom and dad, until something changes page after page. Celeste writes, "Someone is watching me, and he's in my room every night. He scares me. He says bad things to me." The pages that followed were even more unsettling. They were full pages, heavily inked sketches of a tall man in a wide-brimmed hat. I put the diary back into my backpack and went to bed that night thinking about it all. I couldn't fall asleep for hours, until I finally did. Only it felt like just a moment before I was wide awake again. I couldn't move. My arms. My legs. My entire body. Frozen. The only thing I could wiggle were my eyes. Grandma was out cold in her bed. Vincent was passed out as well. I felt a chill enter the room, and with it, a darkness started creeping in from the hallway and into the bedroom, covering every inch of the room. All I wanted at this point was for this to end, but I had no control. I knew I wasn't sleeping. I knew this was no dream. And that's when I saw him. He was standing right there in the doorway. I could only see his silhouette. His eyes glimmered under his hat. He made his way closer to me, almost hovering. I could not move a single muscle. I was overtaken by fear, a dreading, engulfing sensation of doom. "All your fault," his cold, bitter voice echoed in the room. "You did this," he proclaimed as he reached his finger out to me. Suddenly I could feel a loss of breath. I couldn't breathe no matter how hard I tried. I felt an insurmountable pressure on my chest. I felt this was the end of my life. Until I looked to my right and saw her standing there beside me. Her eyes glimmered just like his. Her stance was crooked, her face that of a broken porcelain doll, cracked and tormented. I could not believe what I was seeing with my very own eyes. That's when she uttered, "Remember me now," in her childlike, distant voice. Then everything went black. I woke up the next morning standing in the kitchen. Grandma was worried for me. She told me I was sleepwalking and she didn't want to wake me. The first thing I did was go out and throw the diary into a dumpster. I went to work my shift, came back 8 hours later, to find the diary right at my front door, waiting for me.